Have you, at any point in your time, ever been bullied? Yes or no? Now, I've noticed most of the people in this room are older, not old, older. But I've noticed that in education, dealing with youth, that they generally don't say anything. They don't want to announce that they've been bullied as if it's a crime, as if there's this sense of shame that comes over because they don't want to say anything. As easy as it was for some of you to say it, there may have been someone in this room that simply did not want to raise their hand because they didn't want people to know that they've been bullied. As you look at me today, I want you to ask yourself this question. Do I look as though I'm a person that has ever been bullied? It could be a yes or a no. But what happens is people put a face to what they believe a bully should be. But a bully can be anything. A person bullied can be anything. So you have to think about that. See, for some odd reason, we feel as though we can't tell people. We can't speak up, but yet we tell our kids, or we tell fellow friends, or people we may not even know that you need to speak up. Because if you don't speak up, what happens is you bury it. And we've all seen in news and different events in our life that if you hold that in, it can be dangerous. Not only for yourself, but for somebody else. So with that thought, I was working in a school and I noticed that they simply did not, meaning the students, they didn't want to speak up. Occasionally I would have students come to me and say, hey, this person's bullying me. I would say, hey, did you talk to this person about it? Did you talk to that person? And they said no. And I asked why. And they said, I don't want people to know. Have a reputation. I don't want people to know. And it's very interesting in the special needs community because they're surrounded by, in essence, their peers, people that share the same struggle as them. But what happens is they all come from a high school where they've been bullied once or twice. But they didn't say anything about it because they didn't want people to know. They wanted to feel strong. But they didn't say anything. So then when they come to a school where they're surrounded by people that share the same struggle as them, they become that person that bullied them. So then they become, or in essence, they replace the face. They become that bully that said something to them, that did something to them and belittled them. I wanted to stop that. I wanted to create a moment to give them that opportunity to speak up and to speak out about what had happened in their life. In essence, the strength in their story. See, everyone in this room has a life. Everyone in this room has a story. Why don't you speak up about your story? Do you feel as though it's not important? Do you feel as though it can't impact it? We all say that knowledge is power, right? So if I know that you went through something and you overcame it, I need to know. Because how do I know I can get through my situation if you don't tell me how to get through it? Because you got through it. The individuals that you're going to hear today have a story, a really, really powerful story. But what happens is they don't have the opportunity, the chance, the stage to talk about what happened, to really speak out and help the people in this audience and whoever is watching this know that they can overcome. These two individuals I met, and I'm gonna hype them up, and I didn't tell them about this. The two individuals that are back there, one, name is Sarah. Every single day she held open the door. Every single day. Rain, sleet, snow, 100 students come through the door. She always held the door open. And whenever I said, hey, do you want me to open the door? Do you want me to hold the door? She said no. And I was like, wow, dedicated. I'm like, why are you so dedicated to holding the door open? But she was dedicated because she had a purpose. Anybody that knew her knew that if they needed someone to talk to, or if they needed someone to cling to, if they needed a beacon of hope, a beacon of light, or just a funny conversation, she was that person. But she had been bullied. She didn't say anything about it. Everyone didn't know. The next individual, telling you, he stands taller than anyone that I know. And it's amazing to me because every step that he takes is with a purpose. Because he knows that those steps may have not happened, but he has a story as well. So I wanted to bring this to you because I wanted you to realize that bullying, or a person that's bullied, doesn't have a face. And that if you have a story, you need to speak out about it. So I love to talk. My wife can tell you that. So I'm going to introduce the next speakers, and I hope that you enjoy it. Thank you.
The days in school were supposed to be the same. Most of my days were. So there I was walking to my locker and put my lunchbox away. When I was harassed by a group of boys swearing at me, I was able to walk away. This continued for a week with different boys harassing me every day at the same time. It's not funny at all. The last time this happened, I became very scared. I was able to get to my classroom. I was so scared I was crying. My teacher saw me, and I told her what happened. And she walked me to the counselor and to the assistant principal. And then he was reviewing the whole videotapes to find the boys. Because of his help, he found the boys, the harassment stopped, I felt safe at school again. This happened in high school. When I was in middle school, I was also bullied. I went to the counselor and the principal for help. It was hard for that minute. I didn't know what to do. Finally, a girl who can't stand me going through this, and she finally talked to the principal. And they told us that I need a witness. And finally it stopped. The boy who was bullying me, he wrote me a letter and he apologized. The difference is here, oh my gosh, hold on. Okay, the difference here is when it was that I was believed while away in high school. In middle school, I didn't get any help at all. They didn't believe me. They did not. At middle school, it is important to believe someone is asking for help. I always wondered if I was targeted because I'm in special ed. My name is Itoh. I was bullied too.
I am Jesse I Can, Sparkman. And I know when I walked out on this stage, the first thing you seen was my canes. 94, I was born, didn't breathe for the first 5.5 minutes. Still alive. Come to find that this life without limits and this life I am living, everything I've mentioned in my inner vision. Listen, let me take you back to the school system where I was bullied by the kids and my teachers didn't listen. Learn to love myself. That's the benefit. Now on TED Talks, kicking rhymes to show you better with. When I was young, Mom and Dad fought. I thought it was my fault. Put the headphones on, and in the hip hop, got lost. KRS-One and Chuck D made me feel like a boss, regardless of what others thought. Do you see what I've achieved? They said it couldn't be done. Guess what? I can, I did, I won. Now you can raise your hands to the I can movement and let me hear you shout, I can do it. I said, let me hear you shout, I can do it. I can do it. Thank you.